So we have the first reaction from the United States of America on India's decision on Article 370. The US reaction is rather measured. The statement says, and I quote, "We are concerned about reports of detentions and urge respect for individual rights and discussion with those in affected communities. We call on all parties to maintain peace and stability along the line of control." I quickly now want to cut across to India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan for more on the story. Geeta, bring us details and what it means. What is the US saying and its implications?
Well, a few very important things over here, Gaurav, is that the U.S. understands the sensitivity and importance of Kashmir. India made that very clear, and Donald Trump's recent statements only ensured that that message goes across to both White House and State Department, and therefore the statement, if you see, is a very cautious statement on Kashmir. They haven't said anything more than just the fact that they've taken note of India's announcement. But beyond that, the only area where they have strongly expressed concern is with regards to detention and the arrests of political leaders such as Omar Abdullah and Mehbooba Mufti. That's the only area where they've shown concern.
Okay.
But what is important to note over here is that we are not looking at interventions and strong comments on India's decision, which is negative to India's interests, given that India has already explained to P5 nations and to all other countries as well. Senior officials yesterday briefed various envoys of various countries, and Foreign Secretary briefed the P5 nations on the decision and did not explain, but only told them that it is internal to India, so it should remain that way. So very strong messaging that went from India had been paid heed to and taken note of, and that's why a very measured statement coming in from US.
And Geeta, this actually shows how India was operating as one big unit as a country, with External Affairs Minister Jaishankar already engaging with world powers before this was done. So the world practically on the same page.
Absolutely. Not just internally how the Indian administration handled the decision being announced, how there was no bloodshed whatsoever, Gaurav. That itself was a Herculean task to have managed, handled and succeeded it. But also to manage the international community in ensuring that Pakistan does not create a narrative. Now, since yesterday, we've seen reactions galore coming in from Pakistan. There are options that Pakistan will be looking at. Today, there's a Corps Commanders meeting. Tomorrow, the joint session of Parliament called by the President. And then they're going to deliberate upon how to go to the United Nations Security Council. Will not be the first time that they'll be going to the UNSC. But in the recent past, UNSC has not taken cognizance of Pakistan's pleas. But this is different. It is not just a ceasefire violation, so we'll have to wait and see whether UNSC will take cognizance or not. But even before that, if you've already managed these countries and the statements that are coming out are this cautious, then one can be confident that Pakistan might not get any support on the decision, which is absolutely, quote-unquote, internal to India.
Geeta Mohan, for the moment, many thanks for joining me.